we're throwing him into a bunch of individuals and expecting it to work, and it's not going to work. And he will cut a frustrated figure. He will realize how bad Ollie is when he gets there as well. And I think that what we will see is a Ronaldo that will look a shadow of the Ronaldo at Juventus, at Manchester United, because the team.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guys, the truth, myth. See, this is how long he hasn't been on, yeah? I can't even pronounce his name right. We got the truth, Mr. KA and ST with me. How are we doing, people?
What's going on, man?
You're good over here.
Again, you lot sound dead, bruv. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
like,
what's going on? Listen, people have come back from work, innit?
This is true, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
YouTube hasn't paid us well yet at all.
And people are Arsenal fans out here, so we ain't got that much to be excited about as well.
We're trying to go work to get away from football, and then there's people at work just atting me. Just everyone at work, like I'm the ambassador for Arsenal. Flipping heck. That's the one thing about working in Wembley. Yeah, everyone's a freaking football therapist. Freaking annoying.
Dear, but the truth is going to get some more therapy today, bro, because it is transfer talk. We're going to be wrapping up all the top transfers that have occurred this summer. Obviously, talking about deadline day, a couple of transfers that happened throughout. In the Premier League is the focus, but we will be talking about what's happened in the rest of Europe as well. But people, as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get them likes up, get them subscriptions up, all that good stuff. Tell a friend, share, and get it out there. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. I think there's only one place to start. Truth, I'm going to pass it over to you. We need to talk about the biggest celebration of the transfer window, and that is Dan James being sold to Leeds United for 25 million plus add-ons. I think that deserves a round of applause. Because that is great business. I think that's the best piece of business that Manchester United have done since Fergie left.
Wow.
Sonic the Hedgehog, aka Roadrunner, is out of the building.
This guy was the next Ryan Giggs. Don't treat him like that.
Oh man, I don't think you understand how happy I am to see this guy. This guy is so basic. He should be playing National League football, to be honest. Like,
hey,
to say
National League football, man. There are some guys with techers there, bro. I played National League. I know, bro. They play at that level, man. There's techers. You can't play that. You can't play that football.
Oh man, but yeah, Daniel James is out the building. Good luck to him at Leeds. Even though I do think under Bielsa he is going to learn a lot and then become a better player for it. Because Bielsa can actually coach. But Truth, over to you. Start off talking about obviously Manchester United and their transfer business.
Yeah, I know you guys are happy. You probably feel that you're a defensive midfielder away from actually being serious title contenders rather than just title contenders. But you must be happy with their signings and the legends come home. Like as a team that don't see you guys as rivals no more, it actually feels good to see Ronaldo back in the Premier League. For me, I've saying it ever since he's left, and the likes of Hazard leaving, that the league's kind of lost. That's kind of that star appeal that it had during that time. You know, during 2005 to 2011, and all the time when the star players were there, kind of lost that kind of appeal. with all the star players going. So having him come back, I know he's 36, but having him come back, it gives that league that appeal again. And I think you could start saying that definitely the English league is by far and away the best. So Ronaldo, I just want to know how he fits in. Does he fit in, or is it just a shirt sales kind of thing?
ST, go for it, man. ST, go for it.
Okay. Does he fit in? It's very difficult because we know now that the Ronaldo that we bought is not the Ronaldo that we played that we let go. He doesn't have that explosiveness anymore, apart from when he's jumping in the air in terms of a header. Still very good, obviously still a very, very, very good finisher. Still very potent in the box, but he won't give you what he was. I don't think it's fair for Manchester United fans to expect him to do what he used to do as he's older. I feel like it's not the signing that I don't mind the signing, but it's like it's not what we need in the sense that we need someone with creativity, because I feel like he's gonna have a problem where he's gonna be so frustrated because our most creative player will probably go back to the middle. We won't get passes into him. The crossing from the wings isn't the greatest, and that's what Ronaldo thrives on. So I don't know. It's a good signing. There's a lot of things he's going to bring to us. The mentality is one thing in terms of the players. He'll get the standards up, but I feel like in terms of the actual system of the way we're playing it, it's going to be very difficult for him unless he creates the goals himself, or just how can I say, one moment of magic, if you understand what I'm saying. So I think it's a decent signing, but I do think he'll struggle a bit because I don't think he's going to get the service that he's been getting for the past like 10, 15 years.
TJ, as a Juventus fan, you've got more insight to Ronaldo's career post Real Madrid. How do you think he's going to interact with the team? And was it a good signing for you, even though I know your answer?
In terms of the team, obviously the players are going to look up to him. Probably a couple of them players had his poster in their bedroom when they were kids and whatnot. Yeah. So they will look up to him. They'll respect him. I agree with what ST said. He will bring a winning mentality to the club, because as we know, barely anyone in our club has won anything of note apart from Labille. Am I happy? No. Reason being, he's 36. He's not the player he once was. I believe that a DM was more necessary. ST is 100% right, and it was the same thing at Juve, where he will score goals. The issue that we will have is that Juve bought him. Obviously, they bought him to win the Champions League, and they tried to build the team around him, but the team just wasn't good enough. We're throwing him into a bunch of individuals and expecting it to work, and it's not going to work. And he will cut a frustrated figure. He will realize how bad Ollie is when he gets there as well. And I think that what we will see is a Ronaldo that will look a shadow of the Ronaldo at Juventus, at Manchester United, because the team isn't built around him, A, and B, Ole is just very, very awful at what he does. That's why I'm not happy. Do I respect what Ronaldo's done? Yes. Am I happy that he's back? I'm content with it. I'm almost forgiven him for the semi-final against AC Milan. Almost forgiven him for it. But yeah, man, I can't say no more than that. I think we needed someone in the defensive midfield role rather than him, and it's just a nostalgia signing more than anything else.
I'm sorry, but no matter what age, no matter what age, we are talking about one of the two greatest players to ever play the game. even if Ronaldo was 45 years old and he came to Arsenal, I would be happy. I think regardless, you're getting goals. You're getting that I think that goes a long way to carrying your team. Yes, a DM would have been better for your team, but I really think mentality-wise, a lot of your team needs having him there. So know that every opportunity that they have to touch the ball, it has to be special. Or it has to be something. I do think Bruno will struggle, just like he does for 100%. Portugal.
Yeah.
I just don't know how it doesn't work him and Ronaldo for Portugal. But I do think other players will step up. Your likes of Greenwood, Martial has to step up, or he's gone.
This is his last season.
Pogba's got someone there who's on his level mentally, and I think him and Pogba, if they play in the correct positions, will build up a good rapport.
They'll thrive.
Exactly, because I know mentally they'll be in the same level thinking football, and Pogba will be able to spot the runs early. I think it's a plus all over. I don't see any way that it could be a negative, apart from. I just can't. I don't see any way it's a negative. The only thing that's a negative is if he takes minutes away. I want to say Greenwood because he has started off the season strongly, but with Dan James gone, I can see Greenwood just moving on over to the right, and Ronaldo taking up that position in the middle. Which I think it's only a positive, to be honest. Okay.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I was about to say most of the things you just said, truth. I see it overall as a positive, and yes, I do see where you're coming from, TJ and ST, about him being 36, being not the same person he is. But I wouldn't go as far to say he's a shell of himself. He's still a game changer. He's still a match winner. He will bring that mentality, as Truth said. He'll teach the younger players how to become better. And as he said, he will take a few minutes off of certain players, but with Ronaldo there, you don't have to play him all the time, even though he would want to be played. But I think he would understand that. I think he'll eventually become okay with getting subbed off at I kind of think so. Around like maybe 80 minutes or 80, not like at half time or 60 minutes, but like he doesn't have to. I don't think he has to come and play 90 minutes week in, week out.
He can't play 90 minutes week in, week out.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's expecting to. So I don't think he's expecting to come and be Mr. Man United, even though he knows that he's coming back as big honcho. But I think he knows he's proven himself. He knows who he is. He knows. And yes, we've seen Ronaldo frustrated on the pitch. And as Truth said, when you guys were speaking about it earlier on, about who's going to supply him, Pogba is who came to mind. So I think he will see some success, and it won't be as bad. And I don't think, and we know how you are, TJ, so I don't think it's as bad as you're making it out to be. But I don't think it will be as detrimental to the team as some people may think.
I wouldn't say he's. Go on, ST. Go on, ST.
No, I was gonna say that in terms of your the guy who asked him to go on and off. One thing about Ronaldo is Ronaldo's ego is still massive. Like, he still believes, like, yeah, I can play 90 minutes. I can do this. I can do that, no matter the age he is. So, in that sense, that's still a little bit of a problem, because it's like, yes, we acknowledge that you are one of the greatest players to play the game. However, you're not the same way. So, I've been watching him at Juventus. Yeah. Only recently he's asked himself to start off because he knew he was going to leave. Every other game, he was having arguments with Sarri. He was having arguments with Allegri, in the sense that they've always wanted to take him off, and they were strong enough managers to do it. But it got to the fact that because that happened, he got certain managers sacked, if you understand what I mean, and they left before him. So I see that as a detriment, in the sense that...
And the issue is that SC's 100% right. He's still got an ego, and he still believes that he can play Wednesday, Saturday, Champions League, Premier League, Champions League, Premier League. You'll want to play every game. That's just the same thing with Messi. So let's not say it's the same thing with Messi as well. Messi still believes as well, even though there's a 2-year gap between them. The other issue is, and I 100% understand what you lot are saying, like he should accept that he is 36 and he can't do it week in, week out, a little bit like Cavani. You got to remember the other thing. Ollie will not bench him.
That's where I'm not unsure, but Ole
not bench him.
You can't see Ole standing up to him. It's a bit hard to see.
No, just bench it. I don't see, one thing Ole doesn't do is just make changes. That's the only worry.
Exactly. So Ronaldo will run himself into the ground because Ole won't make the changes that are necessary. And this is where Ole's going to create a bit of a dynamic, because if you're not going to bench Ronaldo, what then happens to an upset Cavani, right? Who's another senior player who has won things.
Well, he's accepted his role, though. Cavani knows he can't play.
He's accepted his role,
week in, week out.
He knows he can't play week in, week out. But what happens when you don't play for 2 weeks and then 3 weeks? What happens when you're only getting 5 minutes here and there and a Carabao Cup here and there? Cavani's not going to want to accept that. And he's a senior player who will have the ear of all the South American players in the dressing room, right? And then if he starts creating a dynamic, then what happens? Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, you've got to think about this logically. Ollie's going to have a big job in his hands managing those two and their egos, because they're two massive players. Look at what I can't remember, ST, maybe you might remember the game. I can't remember what game it was. And then I think Ollie tried to tell Cavani to do something and he told man to shut up from on the pitch, bro. I can't remember what game it was. I forgot
the game was. I know what you're talking about. It was last season.
I remember it as well,
yeah, exactly. So
was it a Villarreal game?
Nah, I think it was before that.
Was it a Villarreal where
it might have been?
It might have been. Something to Cavani and Cavani was like, I think it was a Villarreal game.
Yeah. It was. So this is what I'm talking about. These are the things that Ollie's gonna have to deal with, and he's not gonna know how to deal with it. Because how are you gonna try and tell people who have played under better coaches than you, right, who've had better careers than you? And when I say better careers, I mean they were actually playing, not coming off the bench, right, and winning things. Yeah, an integral part of winning things. How are you gonna tell them, man, what to do? Like, it don't make no sense, bro. So as much as I understand, I'm not trying to make Ronaldo come in all a negative because of my personal feelings on him, because as I said, he brings the mentality. If the team plays to his strengths, he will bang goals. But unfortunately, there's two things. We've got too many stat padders that will want to score, right? And we've only got 2 players that can assist him. And one of them, Ollie's making look like a bum that's come from Borussia Dortmund, right? So these are, and the other one is being put back in the double pivot. Yeah. And the third one can't get a game. The bench. Yeah. So do you know what I mean? Like, these are all the things that people are gonna have to think about once the dust settles and everything goes back to normal and we have our first away game and we're looking the same as what we look like against Wolves and Southampton. People are going to have to start looking at these things realistically. But do not get me wrong. At 36 years old, Ronaldo may not be the player that he was at Real Madrid, but his 36 is a lot of players 28. Right? Exactly. A lot of players 28. So if he gets the service, he will still bang goals.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just here thinking about like Michael Carrick and Ole trying to tell Ronaldo what to do.
Could you imagine?
They'll be there playing to the little notebook. And Ronaldo will be like, no, screw that up. Let's do it.
Like, no, but you know,
I don't think Ronaldo's gonna disrespect any of his former teammates.
He won't disrespect.
This is it. They're literally former teammates. He played with them.
He played with Carrick. He played with Carrick. He played with
Ole as well, but he was like young.
He was on the bench, bro.
Yeah,
when like Ole was on the bench, bro. He was coming to the end, and imagine you're coming towards the end of your career and you're still the bench man, bro. Like, listen. Anyway, I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna start.
But you respect Carrick though, because Carrick was giving him service.
He'll respect Carrick as a footballer, but he's not going to respect him as a manager, coach. Let's be realistic. Like, what can they tell him?
Yeah,
What
it's
can
true.
they
Not
really
even
tell
that.
him?
It's like, as you said, SC, about the strong personalities. I don't think they have that personality to be like, shut up, bruv. Like you're playing on the left wing or
I,
something.
I would say they don't have a strong enough experience like someone like Zidane
Yeah, and
who
that's
can
part of
take
it as well, the experiences.
Ronaldo
No.
off the
They
pitch
are
and be like,
cowards. They are cowards. That's
no,
what they are.
they don't have that.
Cowards.
But I said this season, I just don't think they need to. I think this season you let United play and you let them work it out. As I said, Ole and his team aren't that experienced to have such a team like United right there. So I say let them play, let them work it out. You manage the egos, and that's it. You
But the
know,
truth,
whoever's egos need stroking, stroke their ego. Whoever needs to kick up the backside, you know.
that's the problem. They can't give anybody a kick out the backside, and that's the reason why we're not gonna win anything because
Do they need to now though
when,
with Ronaldo there?
yeah, but they're still not good enough. If you understand what I mean, the reason why Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City have won trophies and we haven't is because of a system where the managers have been playing well and the players know their positions and know what to do in their roles, and that's the difference. Remember, Ollie's been to 3 semis and five semis and one final, and not won anything. It's because of his man management. When you get to that level, there's only just thin lines. You know what I mean? And that comes down to good coaching, making decisions at the right time. Yes, the players need to take accountability, but if I'm being honest, 70% of it is 80% is how they're set up. And especially at that level, you need to be set up properly because the talent pools are literally around the same. So you'd say Man City, Man United, and Chelsea, and maybe Liverpool. You say they have the similar, similar talent pools, but it's the managers that get them across the line. If you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that's the problem, and that's why Man United fans like me and TJ are not very happy because we believe that this is the best squad that we've had in a very, very long time. The players are really, really good players. But we don't have the proper management. It's like it's like you being in a Ferrari, but being driven by someone who's only driven Peugeots his whole life. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's not gonna work, is it?
That's why Ollie's at the wheel, isn't it?
Drunk at the wheel.
But I just remembered that you've got Mike Phelan there as well. Actually,
Oh
He's
Lord!
got a bit
Oh
of-
my days, bro.
He's got a bit of
for his
experience.
retirement fund, bro. He's there for his retirement fund, bro.
He's got
Mike
that Fergie
Phelan.
connection there. That.
You see what Mike
piss off.
Phelan was? He's not done anything in management himself because he was even number 2. He was just Ferguson's screen pad.
Lapdog, bruv. No,
Yeah,
he's
that's it.
lapdog, bruv. That's what he
Yeah.
was, bruv.
Exactly.
Carlos Queiroz was the brains behind the
Yeah, he was the
operation,
serious
bruv.
one. He was the serious.
He was the guy. He was the guy. But before we
And
move on,
Rennie Mullenstein was a good guy as well.
Exactly. Before we move on, I got one more thing I have to say, because we have got other teams that we need to talk about. But there's one thing I want to address. We've obviously CR7 is here, 12.9. I think it goes up to 25 million. Jadon Sancho 73, Rafa Varane 41 million. Right. You have to say that's a very good window for a team, and we're not even the highest spenders. In this transfer window, and you have to say those additions are excellent additions to this Man United squad. And then when you look at the squad, as T said, it's probably the best squad we've had since Fergie. And we're talking about Fergie like 2008-9, not Fergie 2012, 2013, right? And there's one thing that I want to address, and it's to all of Ollie's brethren in the media. There's no more fucking excuses. Right? There is none.
I was about to say that actually.
And I want to take you back, right? I don't know if you lot remember Gary Neville. He said when Mourinho bought in Fred and Dalot, his words were, Man United must win the Champions League.
I heard that.
Bringing in Fred and Dalot, right? I think at the time, Fellaini was still at the club. Right, centre backs. I can't even remember. I think the centre backs were Smalling and Jones or whatever, or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Pogba was still there, and for Fred and Dalot, he was told he must win the Champions League. Why has the narrative changed? Why has Gary Neville come out and said that with Sancho, Varane, and Ronaldo, we still haven't got enough to win the league? But when Mourinho had Fred and Dallo, he must win the challenge. He must win the Champions League. Nah. Stop the nonsense. Stop the propaganda. Stop brainwashing these idiot polysexuals, right? There's no more fucking excuses. I don't want to hear League Cup. I don't want to hear FA Cup. With that team, you should be either winning the Premier League or the Champions League. There's nothing else to be won, right? Yeah. With the players that you went and acquired. If you do not win those, you are gone. End of discussion, right? There's no more defending this guy. I've never seen a guy so protected since Bin Laden, bruv. When he was in the caves, that's how protected Ollie is. I don't want to hear it. Before CR7 came and Varane, I would have said to you, well, actually, no, at the start of the season, I said FA Cup, League Cup, third place, I'd accept because of who the manager is. You just brought in a winner for the nostalgia and the shirt sales. Yeah, there's no more excuses. I don't want to fucking hear we don't have a CDM. I don't want to fucking hear the goalkeeper isn't good enough. I don't want to friggin' hear what's it name, the fullbacks. Nothing. You win the Premier League, the Champions League, or you get the sack. Simple as that. There's managers out there that can go and do things with this team. You put Jurgen Klopp in this team, he's expected to win the Champions League Prem. Same with Tuchel. Same with Pep. Same with Conte. Same with Zidane. Fucking hell. Even Brendan Rodgers would be expected to win the Premier League. So I don't want to fucking hear it, right? The guy has been stealing the living for too long. So you go and win the league or the Champions League, I'll get off your back. If not, fuck off. Simple as that. I don't want to fucking hear it. You had your transfer window. You spent over 300 million on players. You bought in all these players. You've got your fucking team. You've gotten rid of whoever you need to get rid of. Go and manage this team and go and fucking win things. Or at the end of the season, you're dead. Simple as.
But nice rant. But if he wins, I want that same energy. I want no. I don't know. I want flowers. I want flowers for Ole. Oh no! I want a parade.
Never. I want a. What do you mean never? You need guys to give him his props.
Yeah, I want the same energy. If he wins,
flowers, man. Allow it.
Yeah, this guy. No. If he loses, I'll give you guys the same stuff. But if he wins, I want the exact same energy. I want the process. Yeah. I want the flowers. I want a written apology. I want it on here as well. I want a note written out. TJ apologize to Ole and his many followers. I want the exact same. If he loses, both ways. But if he wins the league or he wins the Champions League, hell, even if he goes out and wins the Europa League, I want it.
No. If we're in the Europa League, he shouldn't be the manager. He shouldn't be the manager if we're in the Europa League.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we got to move on. What I wanted to talk about, truth, I'm going to leave you out of this. It's just going to be a quick thing because we didn't hear from Mr. KA. Mr. KA, Truth had an impassioned, he's been having, the two of you, but obviously you wasn't here yesterday for yesterday's one. Impassioned rant about Arsenal, where they are and whatnot. And we're not going to be talking about the Man City game or Arteta's involved in this. But what I wanted to understand is that you lot have spent 156 million on this current squad, bringing in Ben White, Tavares. I think I wrote it down who you brought in. Tavares. What's his name?
Lokonga,
Odegaard. What's it? Tashamiki Yoko or whatever his name is.
Yeah, deadline signing.
Deadline signing. Yeah. What I need to ask you is...
I just realized I said Takamich.
No.
Oh, no. No.
This was all right, days, man.
we apologize for butchering your name wherever you are.
Right, Takehiro Tomiyasu.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a guess, by the way.
But the truth knows what I said.
I know, that's why I'm laughing. The WWE, Takamichinoku.
Yeah. The one who used to spit out the
The one that used to talk.
Oh no, that's the Jew. Sorry, that's the Jew. Yeah.
Well done, my thug friend.
What is?
Indeed.
Yeah, sorry, I messed up.
Oh my days.
But yeah, two questions. One, has this been a good window for you lot? And two, where are all these signings going to leave Arsenal come the end of the season? Why is he laughing already, bro?
You said where's it going to leave Arsenal? Wow.
Boy.
Yeah, exactly. If we can make that Conference League, do you know what? Yeah, because I remember before the start of the season, we talked about what we wanted from Arsenal. What would be a good season? I remember True saying he should be sacked by now for losing these 2 games. True said, no, to be fair, we all saw it coming, and I was like, give him a bit more time. But the signings we've made, I don't know, it's just like, as I said, Arsenal fans all over, we're unsure. We don't know where to go. We don't know what to say and do because we're just at a loss. We're at a predicament. I haven't had a chance to catch the video he did this week. So I haven't seen all of what any of what Truth has said in the last video. But what I have to say is that I think I have to try and manage my expectation because I do understand Arsenal are in a very bad position as a club, as a team. The young manager, he needs to he's still learning on the job. We still need we're still doing a kind of like a rebuild of the squad and of the team. Trying to, as I talked about, find an identity, find a new culture. And I don't know if Arteta is the one to do that. So I don't know if his signings are the right signings for the directions that Arsenal needs to go into. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans will be upset because we're not making statement signings. We're not making signings that will come across and give us a perception of us moving forward or in the right direction. As Truth has said in the past, we have no players who teams will fear. Before Arsenal's name will come up in a couple of weeks, like, we've got Arsenal in a couple of weeks, boys. They'll start training for them like months out. they're like, okay, cool, we'll deal with that later. They don't even have to practice. They just know that, okay, cool, we just stick a couple balls in the box. They will just be lost, confused. You saw the Man City goals, man. It's like the ball just cut through like butter. Like, anyway, let's not even go back into it. But we've just got trash players on our books. I wish we would have done something like a Chelsea where we got rid of like a load of players, a lot of dead wood. Somehow we got rid of Bellerin finally. He's out on loan. Still got guys like Nene in our books. But to answer your last question and try and wrap this up, man, I don't know where Arsenal, what direction we're going to go in. I don't know how much it's going to improve the team because we understand we're not a top 4 club, but we still should be realistically at least challenging for top 4. But the signings we've made doesn't give that impression. But I think we can do okay in terms of, obviously, with our expectations of not getting top 4. I think we can do okay and not be an embarrassment. But it all depends on Arteta and how he manages the club. Similar to what you guys said about Ole and how he can get, if he can bring out the best performance and get everyone playing as a team and put people in the right positions and make the right substitutions at the right time. Because he's already, only a couple of games in, he's already made a couple suspect formation lineups and starting certain players. But yeah, we finally got rid of Willian. Oh my days. Got rid of that contract. Got rid of Bellerin, as I just mentioned, and Torreira. All these players that you forgot were at the club.
Is Torreira, what happened to him?
He's gone out on loan to Fiorentina.
Why can't we sell players?
I don't know. Beats me.
Because nobody
Sali-
wants them. If I'm being
Huh?
honest.
I know Saliba was alone. Guendouzi is alone. Like all these players are out on
We're
loan.
just loaning players out, like.
And they're just taking a piss now. Even Didier Drogba came out with that tweet, said Agent Louise, Agent Check, Agent Willie.
Agent Willian, you've done
Agent
well.
Willie. Man, I just
Like,
know.
do you know how bad it is, yeah? Imagine, listen how bad this is, yeah? Willian decided to forego 20 million
That's
to
crazy.
go play in Corona ravaged Brazil for 70% of his. Imagine how bad it must be at Arsenal for you to.
Bruv, he
Yeah,
left
I'm
his
out of here. I'm
restaurant.
going home.
Him and Louise left the restaurant in London and all that thing, fam.
Hey,
They're not there anymore, bro.
Oh man, it's like nah. It's like we at the moment it's just poison at the club. And as as Kay said, I really don't know where we're. As of this point right now, yeah, I can't tell you what's gonna happen to this club.
That's why I
Whether
laughed. I'm like,
like
what do you expect me to say?
like for me, relegation is in. I know it seems impossible for you guys, but if it continues to be run this badly, not being decisive in sacking, wanting to sack Arteta, or not being decisive in wanting to make change with a club, or Arteta not being a good manager, it's just gonna get worse. We're not too good to go. No team's too good to go down. No one thought Leeds were going down. No one thought Newcastle were going down.
Mm.
All it takes is bad runs. Because teams, think right now, teams in the Premier League, then as Kay said, they're not scared. They're looking forward to us. Norwich are licking their lips. They can't wait for 2 weeks to happen. They're like, oh, why the international break have to come now? They're licking their lips. They're making plans. So it's like, I don't know where we're going. I couldn't tell you right now. It's positive. The thing is, I would say, give us Conte, give us a manager that can get the most out of these players. All I want is a manager to get the most out of these players, and then we can see more in depth what we can do. But we got a manager that can't get the best out of these players, so it's just totally pointless.
No, 100%. Truth and I had this conversation last week. I just can't see how Conte goes to Arsenal, to be honest. I think it's too much. There's too much going wrong in that club for him to get involved. And as I said, if he doesn't get the money for the players that he wants, then he's not interested. But
does he need the money for the players, though?
Oh, you know Conte does.
Yeah,
No, but look at the squad. Look, the squad, as I said, the squad isn't bad. Apart from Xhaka's position, but you could just get him out of the team. The squad isn't bad. You got Lukonga and Partey in there. You got Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Saka, Pepe, Oba, Lacazette. You've got enough there to work with.
There is enough there. There's enough there to work with. But we know Conte. He wants to work with teams that are going to win the league. He's not like that Arsenal squad. Arsenal squad is not bottom of the table. That Arsenal squad is not 10th. We know that, but it's not challenging for the title, and that's what Conte does. I can understand why Conte would go there, because Arsenal Football Club, obviously the history and whatnot, but we know what his mentality is, and that's why I don't see him going there. Finally, the thing that I don't understand, and this is the final thing, because our podcast is becoming an Arsenal therapy session.
We can talk about it for a long time, man.
Yes.
Don't worry. In 2 weeks, if you lot beat Norwich, we won't be talking about Arsenal. But the thing for me is, and this is the one thing that I can't understand, is how you lot have spent the most money, but there's no check. Like, bro, Liverpool have bought one player in Konate, and that changes their team, and it actually makes them stronger. In what you lot have spent the most money in, I'd only say Odegaard makes your team stronger.
Not even.
I can't say Lukonga, to be honest.
The reason why I didn't say Lukonga, he looks good, but he's young. We don't really know much about him.
Yeah, exactly. He's not.
That's why I say that. I say Odegaard, and that's only based on the talent that we see, not actually what's been proven.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, you can't. We know you want the board out. We know the board are awful, but the board have given him the money that he wanted. right? It's like he spent 155 million in the summer transfer window. So the board have given him money. We can't say the board hasn't given him money. But how has he spent so much money and the team still looks like it's going to finish 8th? That's the conundrum. I know you lot are going to struggle to answer, but can you give me an answer? Like, I'd like to know as an outsider.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Honestly,
I'm not sure. I know. Sorry, I didn't even realize.
155 million, and we ain't done nothing.
I'm not too upset. I'm not too upset at the fact that we spend that much money. Like, I feel like people are blowing up proportion because of no. I feel like I'm not too upset because we do need to build out a squad. Because before, remember last season, which you said you was happy with, our squad was filled with like Reece Nelson, Willock. They were our second string players that were coming off the bench, and I wasn't happy with that. So I feel like we needed that squad. We needed a better bench, and I feel like we have given it a bit more substance. But it's a certain signings, as you said, TJ, that if you're going to spend a certain amount of money on, they need to improve the squad. They need to be first team or like at least fighting for first team.
Yeah.
And players like spending. Okay, I'm not too mad about the 50 mil on Ben White.
The seaside sender us, man.
That's so rude. But considering today's market, I'm not upset with that 50 million. I'm not upset with 30 million Odegaard. But then when you start going
down... sorry to cut you off. You're not upset with 50 million for Ben White, but you could have got Varane for 41.
No, but that at the time, come on, we weren't getting
Varane for 41.
And
I'm just saying.
And also, we weren't going to pay for his wages. There's semantics when it comes to these things. You can't just say, "Oh, this person was cost that much." Their wages come with it. The agent, you know, that's why you're smiling. So, but then that's a shame for Arsenal as well because before even though we couldn't. In this current time, we can't sort of like have that. We don't have that bargaining tool, that leverage. But then at the same time, we had that name where players will then maybe consider what they're asking for. Mm-hmm. But like it's Arsenal, they're like, okay, no, this is what I'm offering. This is what it takes to get me. Take it or leave it.
I would say it's bad considering that we paid 50 million for him and we let Saliba go out on loan. Like. We paid 50 million for a centre back, and we're still trying to search for a centre back pairing.
Yeah, it don't make
so
sense.
It's like.
But I think that's down to Arteta. I think.
But that's what I'm saying. But the board. Do you see Abramovich allowing certain signings to happen for Chelsea?
No.
Do you think Abramovich would have looked at Kante and Xhaka and said, you know what? Forget Kante. Let's go get Granit Xhaka over Kante. You think Abramovich would have allowed that?
No
Abramovich
chance.
has said no to some signings, yes to some, because at least he knows on the face of it, he probably plays Football Manager. Like he probably looks at stats. He probably goes on FIFA and sees, oh, what this guy's rated 70 something. I'm not signing him.
No, but you know what it is with Roman as well, yeah.
He's a fan.
He's a fan first of all, and secondly, at least if he let's just say Roman doesn't know football at all. He employs the right people. He goes and does his research.
Exactly. Yeah.
He knows which he's employed that lady. Now I don't know her name is. She's doing madness things.
I know it's true. It's true, and that's the thing. We haven't employed the right, and this comes down to the board again.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't employed the right people to be making these signings. Like this has been going on for years. This isn't just now. This has been going on from all the way in Wenger's time. And it's been 4 different managers now. So you could tell it's been the board with these signings. Like it still comes down to the board at the end of the day. You can't give money and then sign trash and be happy with it. You have to veto some signings. You have to say, Ben White's 50 million? Wait, we paid 30 million for Saliba and we're sending him out on loan for the 3rd time. Nah, something's wrong with that. Let's go do something else. Aaron Ramsdale, 25 to 30 million. This guy's been relegated twice in a row.
That's the worst one for me. That's the worst one.
Why are we getting him? You know, Lukonga, Tavares, they're young, cheap. I don't mind. We're paying 20 million for Tomiyasu, who Tottenham didn't want to go back in for. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We might as well just, and we needed a right back. I know he's injured now, but go out and get Lamptey. Like,
he's a baller.
Max Irons is a name. Asuma. Go get these guys that we actually need. Like, I don't understand what is going on. I honestly feel, someone behind the scenes is a Tottenham fan or something, and they're literally sabotaging us. It feels like that. It feels like we are being sabotaged internally. So until we find out the rat, until we find out the snake, it's gonna continue.
Oh dear. We'll see what happens to us. Let's hope Arsenal beat Norwich, people, so we can bring some joy to Mr. K and the truth. Because these therapy sessions are starting to become depressing, bro. No joke.
It looks like he's laughing with delusion. K just looks down in the dumps, bro.
I just like, what can I say anymore, man?
He's just like, I'm finished with this.
Oh man. But yeah, we're gonna move on, guys. Last one before I ask a question about the overall Premier League transfer window. Saul Nunez to Chelsea. Obviously, we know that Chelsea already bought in Lukaku for 97.5, and now they've got Saul Nunez on loan. ST, what is he going to bring to Chelsea Football Club this season?
I don't know if we spoke about this, but with Niguez, if you watch Niguez, he's someone that's very technically very good on the ball. He does a lot of deep runs. He's very intelligent. He knows how to link up. I could see him linking up very well if he was to play with, for example, Kai Havertz. I think that the service he would provide for someone like, as you refer to him as Mark Henry, would be very good. I think he's a good player, but you know what it is? For me, it's not really what Chelsea need. It's just that they're stockpiling, like they're just adding great players onto great players. I think he was obviously going to be useful, and I can see him linking up really well with someone like Jorginho, because I think that they both, the patterns of play and actually keeping the ball, I think them two actually do very well with Kovacic. And you've got Kante just to screen. But yeah, no, it's still a very good signing. You're not paying money for him. He's still a very talented player. He'll still link up very well. But yeah, I just see Chelsea just stockpiling. They've actually got a very underrated squad. And no one's really talking about their squad.
No, their squad is deep. I mean,
and imagine you haven't got Ziyech as well. You got Ziyech to come back as well.
Pulisic, all them man. There, have Chelsea now just got to a point where they've got now two teams within their squad to fight on all fronts? Are Chelsea basically saying to not just the Premier League, but to Europe, that we're going to try and win everything this season?
You know what's funny? It's a thing where at PSG, we didn't know how good Tuchel was because his squad was so top heavy. And then he couldn't really get the balance right because the balance wasn't there. But at Chelsea, just the balance is there. And as you said, now he's got two squads to pick from. He's got enough now to go on a 60-game season, 60-game season. He's got more than enough talent to compensate for injuries, fatigue, Rona. So it's a hard one because while their squad is good, I don't think it's great.
Really?
It's very good. I just don't think it's great. Because I don't see players like Jorginho, Kovacic as great players. I don't see the defense full of great players. But they are very good. And maybe that's all you need in this day and age now. Maybe you don't need great players. Maybe you don't need to be Man City per se. I'm talking about the old Man City, not the recent ones. I'm talking about when they had the company, Yaya, KDB, Aguero, go for that team, a bunch of great players. Maybe you could get away with just having very, very good players in each and every position. It's only Kante.
Yeah, it's just Kante.
Yeah, it's only Kante. I really can't as great. Lukaku still has to go and prove it. So, yeah, there's still work to do, but yeah, for their squad is strong all over, balance-wise and everything.
100%. And Mr. K, for you, are they now favourites for? Because I think you said that they were favourites for the Premier League in your eyes. With this signing in their squad now complete, would you make them one of the top favourites for the Champions League as well to retain their crown?
Sorry. I had my mic on mute. Sorry, but yeah, no, most definitely, I would. I can't see why they can't put up a good fight for retaining the Champions League and in the Premiership. I still see them as favourites. I still see them as having one of the best squads. They've got a bunch of versatile players who can play 2-3 positions and put in a good solid performance week in, week out. And with the players they've signed, it's just adding to the list of players who can do a job. Like Nunez, he's a very versatile player. And on top of all that, what ST said, so they've made some good signings. They've gotten rid of a lot of deadwood. They've loaned out players who weren't really going to have a chance, so they were a bit fair to them. And I think Chelsea have always had 2 teams ever since Roman has come in. But the difference was, unlike Man City, their second team wasn't filled with world beaters. It was filled with the likes of Drinkwater and co. But now they've gotten rid of all the Drinkwaters and the Tammy Abrahams, and they've got players like Kovacic, players like Ben Chilwell to come in and play.
Chilwell even played this season.
This is it. He hasn't even played.
He hasn't.
That's mad.
They've got Christensen. They've got Rudiger. They've got oh my gosh, why is his name?
Did they sign Kunde?
No, they didn't go.
No, they didn't sign him.
Yes, Sevilla, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so they've got several players who can come and do a job, and then they've got a second string squad who they can pick from and interchange and keep people fit. And so they will not be getting tired, which Tuchel was kind of doing towards the end of last season. It could have been down to him trying to find out his best squad, but I think best first 11. But I think he may do the same this year, but maybe not as much in terms of rotating. But Chelsea, no, I still think they're favourites. I thought it was at the start of the season. At the end of this window, they're I don't want to say overwhelming. I was about to say that, but I think Man City are still waiting on a few players to come back, and we've got to see how they land. About say 10 games into the season, how Liverpool kind of recover from and start this season getting all their players back from injury. So it should be good, but Chelsea are definitely strong favourites in my eyes.
No, fair enough. Last question on the Premier League. So much transfers have gone through in the Premier League. It's absolutely crazy. For you guys individually, just quickly, Truth, come to you first. Who do you think, I'm not talking about just the 3 teams we've spoken about, I'm talking about the whole Premier League. Who do you think has had the best transfer window this summer transfer window? Which team do you think has had the best one?
That's a good one.
KA and ST, you got time to think.
That's a good one. On the face of it, I'll say United. I think what they did with Ronaldo, getting in Varane, I think it's just so solid. I think the fans are happy. They've kept the fans on the back, and they go into the season with, a lot of optimism. While I think teams like Chelsea, they already knew that they were already favourites. Lukaku did help them push them over the top, but I think Lukaku still has a lot to prove. He has to go out there and prove it. City only bought Grealish, didn't get their striker. Liverpool relatively quiet actually.
Just Canate.
Yeah. I think United definitely. I think United definitely won it. Just from the hype alone of bringing back Ronaldo, I think that wins it.
ST for you?
I'm gonna say actually Leicester. For the simple fact is they've bought in was it who
Samari?
Samari. And I think Lookman is going to be a very good signing for them.
Yeah, they snuck that one in. They put Lookman from Fulham. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought you said
Leipzig.
Who? Leipzig, sorry, I thought you said who.
I think he's going to be very good. And plus, they've kept a lot of players. Like, I didn't expect Maddison to be there at the end of this window. I didn't expect certain players. So
but they did, yeah. But Sumaria and Daka haven't really played yet. That's the only thing.
Exactly, but I still think they're very good players. If you understand what I mean.
They are, but I'm shocked they haven't gone straight in there.
I agree, and also, like I said, Madison is still there, and I was very shocked that he's actually still playing for them, considering all the talk that, and he's a very good player, and I thought he would have been gone by now, but they've done well to keep him. I think Tielemans is still there. I
Yeah.
also think that they've done really well to keep him because I think he's a baller.
They got Vestergaard as well.
They got Vestergaard, you see, and what Brendan Rodgers has done, he's bought players that he's needed to refreshen, if you understand what I'm saying, in the positions that they've needed. So I think I'd say Leicester have had technically the best window. I think Man United have had a good window in the sense of the names and the face of it. And I think Chelsea have done pretty well. But I'd say Leicester for me are the number one.
Fair enough. Mr. K?
No, that's a good shout, ST with Leicester. You reminded me definitely about them, and they would be in my top three of Man United, Leicester, and Chelsea. But I think I have to give it to Chelsea because they had a strong squad, and it may not be everything they needed, but it was a big part of what was missing last season in the league, and that's that strike, and that's the striker, because Werner came in on big money, and a lot of Chelsea fans, they like to hide behind and not admit the truth about how much of a flop he's been. They talk about his contributions and how the runs he makes and the assists that he does, off the ball run, blah blah blah. Like, that's all nonsense. You brought him into, because what they brought him in was to be that big money striker to get the goals. And next season they've had to go out and get Lukaku and spend another near 100 million. So I think they've strengthened in that area. You could argue other areas they could have bought better in or helped the squad, but overall they had a strong squad, and with Lukaku that should take him over the edge. If he's the Lukaku that's going to come and prove TJ wrong, they should win the league.
No. Everyone's gone for different teams. Obviously, valid arguments. I'm gonna go with Aston Villa.
I was thinking them. They came to mind.
I think they've had a very, very good window considering they've lost their talisman in Jack Grealish. When you think they brought in Leon Bailey, Buendia, obviously Ashley Young's return, Danny Ings, and Danny Ings as well from Southampton. I think they've had a very, very good window, and it also shows that they're looking to be ambitious. They're going to try and break into that top 10 and make it look as though they never needed Grealish in the first place. And I think when you hear that, just the name Leon Bailey from Bayern Leverkusen, like, I'm surprised they got him. And Danny Ings from Southampton, when Ings was being linked with the likes of Tottenham and Man City, and Buendia, who was being actually linked with another player that was being linked with Arsenal. So I think they've done very, very well in the transfer window. Whether or not that will come to fruition, time will tell. But I think in terms of Aston Villa and who they are and where they've been, I think they've had a very good transfer window. And lastly, before we go, because I know we're running out of time, we have to talk about...
Wait. You have to talk about me winning last week with the teams and predictions.
That's for next preview, man.
Give me my flowers, man. Give me my flowers, because I wasn't here. I wasn't in the last video. I need my flowers.
First of all, that's already been and gone. Because the
we talked about it.
I need my flowers, man. I need my flowers.
You must have heard a podcast.
We talked about it anyway.
We talked about it.
Well, I wasn't there. I wasn't there to listen to hear it.
That's not our problem.
I wasn't there.
That's not our problem. Anyway, that's not this show. That's not this show. Before we go, we have to talk about PSG and Mbappe in the Real Madrid saga. Before we go, Real Madrid offering PSG multiple bids, but the final bid being £197 million for a man that is in the last year of his contract, and PSG walked away from the deal and said no. Mbappe has said, fine, I will sign for Real Madrid in January on a Bosman, but he is definitely leaving PSG. Truth, £197 million for Mbappe, a man in the last year of his contract. What the hell is going on at PSG that makes them believe they can walk away from £197 million for a player that they're now going to get nothing for?
Well, this is football, yeah. This is football. Imagine, yeah, it's the 30th of the month and you owe rent. Yeah, you're about to pay rent. And you said, you know what? F that. Let me go buy an Audi. Let me go buy a new car for the sake of it. So you go spend that rent money on a new car.
Mhm.
And this is what football is at the moment. Real Madrid are 400 plus mil in debt. They can get a player for free, not having to spend that money. But they want to spend it. They want to spend almost 200 million on a player they could get for free, who could have them signed up, having signed up in a few months. It makes no sense. PSG still owe money to Monaco.
Mhm.
They're still paying off Mbappe. They could have taken that money and paid off, actually paid off Mbappe. But no, they've got a player now that wants to leave, that's going to leave, and they're going to lose a blue chip player for free. I don't know if they believe that they can convince him, if they can threaten him. Maybe they're hoping the PSG ultras threaten him and his family or something, or I don't know what they're hoping for. It's just a state of football at the moment. It makes no sense when it comes to finance. And yeah, it's shocking to me. It's shocking to me. I don't know what more to say. This one stumps me. Someone said a little theory that a partnership between PSG and the owners of Real Madrid and the owner of PSG. That's why Real Madrid want to give them money, but then some people. But I don't get it. I just don't get it right now.
It's one of these ones where I think everybody in the football world has been shocked. As the truth said, firstly, where did this money all of a sudden come from? From Real Madrid, but obviously we know they're funded by the government and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. We can't get into that. It's a conversation for a different day. But they've stumped up the money out of nowhere, said to PSG, here's the money for Mbappe. PSG have said no. ST, what's your thoughts? Like, can you give us a reason as to why PSG turned around and said, I'm not interested, we're going to keep him for the final year of his contract?
I generally think it's a power move. I generally think that PSG think that, I reckon PSG think that, listen, we've got all these players. I've got Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. We're going to win the Champions League and you're going to stay. PSG are now trying to announce themselves as a major powerhouse in world football. Because you always know it's been Real Madrid, it's been Manchester United at times, it's been Barcelona, Bayern Munich. But now, PSG are actually saying to Real Madrid, yes, we know you've got the money, but we don't need your money for Mbappe. We don't need him. We know that you want him, but you know how it just makes you feel big, if you understand what I'm trying to say. It makes you feel as if, like, listen, you guys, Real Madrid would usually do the same thing to PSG, and Pochettino would have the same thing done to them. But now PSG are like, listen, you can't boss us around, if you understand what I mean. I generally do think that PSG think, like, listen, you'll go, you'll not go this time. And I think the way Mbappe has gone about it as well could be part of it, because I think Mbappe hasn't been quite respectful when he's done it. I mean, there's been things about him having arguments with the management and his team having arguments with the owners and stuff like that. So I think that
the thing with Mbappe is that he's wanted to leave for a while now, and the problem is that PSG have been trying to get him to sign, and they've been aggressively trying to get him to sign because they know they didn't want to lose him on a free. But Mbappe is at the point where he's saying, this isn't my team. I want to make a team my team because I believe I'm the next Ronaldo. I believe I'm the next Messi. So he wants his own team, and he thinks Real Madrid can be his own team, which props to him. I give ratings for, because it's easy to go stay and play for PSG. That's easy. But what's hard is...
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I was going to say, I just think it's, like, just to agree with you, Truth. I agree with that, but I think remember, we forget how young Mbappe is. What, he's like 22? I personally, for me, if I was advising him, I'd say stay another year or two.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
develop his game. Listen,
No. Wait, why? He says he believes he's Ronaldo or Messi.
Yeah, but the thing is, look at Real Madrid now. Real Madrid are not the same team as they are before. There's a lot of young players. There's still the added pressure of Real Madrid, and we know how the fans get when Real Madrid are not playing well. I don't think Mbappe is ready. As good as Mbappe is and what he's won, he's still not ready for that sort of pressure, because there's a difference between PSG pressure and Real Madrid pressure. Them man are watching your every single move. Like, you're in the media, you can't hide. Like,
but that's what he wants though. It's not like he's hiding from me. He knows full well the pressure. This guy's the golden boy of France, not just PSG.
Yeah, he's got
this guy's got the whole pressure of France. When France lose, it was his fault in the Euros, and he took it on the chin. And the way he's playing for PSG this season honestly makes me believe that the pressure in Spain will be nothing, because, as you said, Real Madrid are not that team. He wants to make Real Madrid that team, and respect him for that. If he believes he's the next Messi and Ronaldo, myself has got to prove it. Don't hide behind the shadow now of Neymar and Messi in PSG. And there's just no pressure on PSG apart from the Champions League. So, yeah, he wants to go and earn it. I want to see him go and earn it. And if he stays, look, if he signs the extension, not an extension, he will need to sign a new the contract they're offering him is a 5-6 year, and the buyout clause would be something like 500 to 600 million, which is just, impossible. So this is why he wants out. He's the only player that's taking it into his own control now. And I love that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I agree with what the both of you have said so far. Mr. K.A., just from an Mbappe perspective, you've got Neymar, you've got Messi, right? You've got Donnarumma in goal. You've got Sergio Ramos at the back, along with all the other players that you played with. It's probably the most stacked team there is right now, and you have a chance to win the Champions League. Why would you want to go? Why would you want to leave that? Especially, and the biggest thing is getting to play with Lionel Messi. That's not something that everyone gets to do. So go to play with Lionel Messi, you were said to have to go to Barcelona. And that's if Barcelona wanted you. You've now got opportunity to play with him in Paris. Why would you want to leave that to go to play with Vinicius Jr.? Why would you want to do that?
Well, as the chief said, man, it's he wants to make it. He wants to make a name for himself. He doesn't want to play under the lights. He feels that even at his young age, he's ready to lead a team, and I think that's what he wants. Real Madrid, even though they haven't been as good, they're still a big name and a powerhouse. So I think he feels, if I can take that team to glory, even though you can argue he hasn't technically done it at club level, and for those reasons, I would argue for him to stay, actually, to learn how to win under someone like Messi and make
That's rubbish, man.
That's what I think.
You guys are disrespecting Mbappe.
No,
but this guy's been a serial winner from birth. The guy won with Monaco. You're acting like PSG is the first team he won with.
Oh, but this is French league, though.
PSG.
This is French league. We're talking about Champions
Monaco.
League. We're talking about
Monaco when
League.
PSG were the favourites. He won with Monaco.
The French league, though, we're talking about he has to win Champions League.
And he wants to do that with Real Madrid.
No, but I agree that he can go. He should go. I mean, sorry, it's not a bad thing for him to go, and that's probably the reasons why. But I would then say I lean to the side of him staying. That stay for a year. Yeah. Win Champions League.
You're acting like it's that easy. Let's be realistic, though. Be realistic. Do you think PSG are going to say, okay, give us an extra year extension? Do you think that's how extensions work?
No, but I'm talking about this season, though. Because
this season.
This season.
He's staying, though.
That's what I'm saying. I would tell him, if, for example, if he, because let's get it wrong. I agree with what you're saying. Like, he's a blue chip player, as you say, but there's always still room for improvement for Mbappe. And I think that this year, at least, I'd give him another year, but this year, at least, he can see 2 serial winners in his team. He can learn so much of Messi. I mean, he's already learned a lot of Neymar. He's got Messi there. He's got Sergio Ramos will be speaking to him as well. I think these things, especially, and also remember, these players have also played at the biggest clubs. And Ramos has played at Real Madrid. So Ramos can give him like a proper insight into the way the club is run. I think that by staying and getting that information will actually help him, if you understand what I mean. I mean, Mbappe is great. It's great that Mbappe has this confidence, and I think that confidence is going to take him far because obviously he's got a lot of talent and he's a very good player. But I feel like
he's stalled though. Don't you think he's stalled?
He has stalled. He has stalled, but that's the reason why I think
he's only 22 though. You have to give him a bit of slack, even though he's a world beater.
Yeah,
he's still young. He's still learning the game.
I know he's young, but he's stalled compared to how he came out. I think he's stalled the last 2 years because he has been in PSG, because he's been comfortable, because he could. What he wants to do is go from strength to strength. Where, like Messi and Ronaldo got to where they were because they had to perform week in, week out, and they did perform week in, week out.
And they had the talent around them though as well.
I was gonna say
but if Mbappe doesn't perform week out, he's got Messi, he's got Neymar to perform week in, week out. He could go 10 games without scoring a goal. No one will bat an eye because Messi and Neymar.
They will bat an eye.
No, I agree.
Why? Why would they? If they're winning and Messi and Neymar are scoring, no one's gonna worry. But if he goes 10 games at Real Madrid without scoring a goal, that pressure will ramp up, and he wants that pressure. So let him improve. He wants to jump into the deep end. All power to that, man.
I agree. Like, I get what you're saying, innit? Like I said, it all comes back to his confidence. He's obviously a mentally strong person, but you've given the example of Messi and Ronaldo. You need to remember, before, obviously, they stayed at their original clubs and stuff, but you need to forget that Messi had originally had Ronaldinho there. He had Eto'o there. He had Xavi. He had Iniesta there. So he had people to learn off. With Ronaldo, he had Scholes, Giggs. Keane would get him to listen to. Ferdinand would give him some advice. And I feel like that's why I'm saying Mbappe should stay. So, like, when he's going to go to Real Madrid, barring Benzema, who's going to give him advice, really? Who's he going to properly say, like,
Modric, Cruz, serial winners. As you said,
Benzema, but
he's already plays him in the French national team, so he's been around.
So he's already got that knowledge, and their boys, they speak anyway. Modric, I understand, because obviously Modric is a wonderful player. Kroos, for me, we all know about Kroos. Of course, you tell him about Kroos. You know, Kroos is a bit out there. Let me not.
We know the story. We know the story.
Yeah, let me not say anything about.
Yeah,
Kroos.
fair enough.
But what I'm trying to say is that you already know Messi respects Mbappe respects Messi so much. You already know him and Neymar are boys and they speak to each other. Now you've got Sergio Ramos, someone that he's definitely going to listen. He's not going to say, he's not going to disrespect him. Sergio Ramos has won way more than what Mbappe has won. Yeah. Obviously, you've got someone like, for example, Hakimi, who they've been very good. They seem to be really, really good friends and they can bounce off each other. You know what I mean? So I think he has the characters within, Di Maria as well. He's got the characters within PSG that he can learn off, if you understand, for him to then go on and push on to be his own man, like what Messi did, like what Ronaldo did, if you understand what I'm saying.
So you're saying he should go to Real Madrid more when he's like 25, 26 in his prime?
Yeah, I agree. For me, obviously, I know you're gonna say,
TJ.
I know people say different, but I agree. For me, if I was his agent, I'll be telling him, like, as a fan who loves his football, tell him, like, listen, stay tight, learn from these guys, see why they're winning so much. Just quietly improve your game, link up well, and then go to Real Madrid, where you're at the perfect position to do it. But obviously, let him, if he wants to go into the deep end, he can go into the deep end, innit? Like,
fair enough. Fair enough. Look, with the whole Mbappe situation, I see it like this. He wants to go. There's no point in him staying at PSG because he doesn't want to be there. Would I tell him to stay? Yes. I just don't understand. And I understand that he wants his own team and he wants to do it himself. But my whole thing is that you have the chance to play with Messi, even for a season. Why would you pass that up? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like Messi passing up the chance to play with Ronaldinho. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, these are once in a lifetime players, right? And you're 22. You've got plenty, bro. Even if you go for free next season, at least you've got that year of playing with Lionel Messi alone. Forget Neymar, forget Sergio Ramos, forget Donnarumma. It's Lionel Messi. He's the GOAT. In that one season that you're there, your education on football goes from this level to that level, right? And you get to learn off Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos can educate you on what it is like to succeed at Madrid.
Exactly.
Yeah? What is a cauldron of fire? The guys hate Ronaldo, and look at what he's done. And they hate him. So Mbappe can go there and be like, I want that pressure. But even Ronaldo, as arrogant and egotistical as he is, couldn't hack it in the end. Right? And you're 22 and you want to go there. You go 2 games without scoring, they're going to murder you. Right? And I understand that you have this self-belief and self-confidence. You have to have that to get to the levels that these guys have. But there has to be a level of common sense to what you're doing. I understand that you won it with Monaco. You've been at PSG for ages. I get it. But stay 1 more year, see it out. Obviously, it's been taken out of your hands. See it out. Play with Messi. Play with Sergio Ramos. Play with Neymar. Gel with these guys. Win the Champions League. Then you can piss off to Real Madrid. I just don't know why you were trying to force your way out this season. It does not make sense to me. But if he believes that he's that guy that can get the likes of Marcelo and Nacho and was it Odorzola or whatever his name is, and he can Vinicius Jr. and he can go there and he can take Real Madrid from being the second best, or what is it, the second or the third? Did they finish second or third last? Second best team in La Liga to go in to win it and go in to win the Champions League. Bridging, if you can do that next season, more power to you. But this season, even if you went there, it was never going to happen. Simple as. But like from an Mbappe perspective, he wanted to leave. If he wants to leave, let him go. But from the PSG perspective, it was a power move. I completely agree with what ST said. PSG basically said, you're not bullying us. I don't need your money. I don't care if we owe Monaco money. We're a powerhouse now. So we're going to act like a big club does. And you lot can't bully us no more. That's what that was about with PSG and Real Madrid. Had nothing to do with money. It's, you're going to respect us now. And we're going to say...
When they regret it, though, when they regret it come January.
Of course they're going to... I think they're going to regret it in terms of the money, but I think they're not, because they basically said to Real Madrid, you're going to come to us on a level the next time you want one of our players. You're not going to try...
What I mean regret, though, is that come January, if he signs that pre-contract agreement, the fans getting his back, it disrupts the whole club. We know Poch has a Spurs mentality. It could all blow up on PSG and ruin their Champions League prospects.
I think the fans already know, so I don't see why they would turn on him in January. If they're going to turn on him, they're going to turn on him now, because he's made it abundantly clear he wants to leave. I don't think it's really going to affect him, because I think fans are fickle nowadays, man. Like if he goes and scores a hat-trick in the next game, it all will be forgotten. You get me? So I don't think it will be an issue from that sense. And as I said, financially it affects them, but I think they just said to Real Madrid, we're in your lane now. So have some respect for us, and I think that's where they're going with that. But we got to wrap up, guys, because like literally we've gone over the hour. But just to say a couple of other transfers around Europe, Griezmann returning to Atletico Madrid on loan. I don't get that. But obviously, it didn't work out for him at Barcelona. Real Madrid signing Camavinga for 34.4 million.
Big signing.
Criminal for all the other clubs, but it's a massive signing for Real Madrid. Bayern Munich, obviously they got Upamecano, but they also signed Sabitzer for 60 million euros. Bruv, like just raiding Leipzig, bruv.
Yeah.
as Bayern does. Shaqiri's gone to Lyon.
Boateng's gone to Liverpool. When Lyon's doing Boateng, he's gone to Lyon.
Is he gone?
Yeah, he is in Lyon.
Okay, Locatelli and Moise Kean are on loan at Juventus, and what does that say? And Marlon has gone from PSV to Borussia Dortmund for 30 million.
I'm surprised we didn't talk about Harry Kane. And
we've spoken about Harry.
Do we speak about it? Okay, sorry.
By the way, underrated one, Edouard to Crystal Palace.
That's a very good
how
signing.
that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Vieira did well there.
Goal scorer.
Very good.
got the
Good
service,
player.
well, especially when Eze comes back. So we'll see how that goes.
Nah, it should be good. And then obviously, Solomon Rondon to Everton, bro, on a free.
Yeah.
Yeah, Benitez loves him, but doesn't he?
Benitez loves him, bro, because obviously Rondon was at Newcastle, no, with him, no?
Yeah.
So, and obviously Newcastle, bro. Newcastle, you can't leave out two, bro. What's that, man? Hey, what was that film called? Goal, is it? Is it Goal?
Yeah, Santiago Munez.
Munez, you're right. That's they signed him, bro. He finally got his dream. Signing for Newcastle. So hold tight too. They're making the film a reality, bro. But yeah, people, that is it. Well, loads of transfers going on. It's been the maddest transfer window.
Crazy.
In a long time. We thoroughly enjoyed it. But that is the door slammed shut. No more deals to be done. So whatever your team has got, that is what you're stuck with.
Till January.
Till January. But let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about your individual clubs. What do you think of their transfers? Who do you think had the best transfer window in the Premier League? Let us know what you think about Mbappe, PSG, and the Real Madrid saga. If you've got any teams in Europe that you support, let us know what you think about the signings that your teams have made. We want to hear from you. And Arsenal fans, that's that I can't even put it into words what you must be going through right now with your transfer window. People, that is it from us. I want to say thank you very much to my guys, The Truth, Mr. K8 and ST. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thanks,
Pleasure,
man.
man.
Peace out.
People, as usual, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, get it out there. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Coming up, obviously, it's the international break, which is a piece of shit. So at some point, we'll probably try and get Fight Talk back up. We'll probably do some form of football talk or something or another. But hold on, hold on, international break. When is the Premier League back? The 14th?
The week after next week.
The week after next week.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. So it's not back next week?
No.
I thought it was next week.
So next week.
So next weekend it's back.
Yeah, next weekend.
Okay, next weekend is back. Okay, that's fine. So football chat will be back as well. Amongst, obviously, we're gonna have to have boxing talk as well, because there's some boxing coming out. AJ's fighting, all the rest of it and whatnot, and UFC's coming back as well. But people, that is it from us. Stay safe. It's been a marathon, but we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.
Yes, people.